Hey guys, so today I have a video for my 5 bookish fall recommendations this season. It's just feeling really fall to me today. It's really overcast and cloudy and not sunny, so it's just that perfect kind of dreary fall day, which I live in Florida, so it's kind of like the best fall day that I can actually get, because if it is sunny, it will be hot, pretty much guaranteed. So without further talking, I'm gonna get right into the 5 books that I chose. The first book I chose is, if you've been watching any of my videos, you know how obsessed I've been with Dark Matter lately by Blake Crouch, so I'm not really going to go too far into what this book is about because I think I did a pretty decent job talking about it a lot in my other videos. But this book is a science fiction book. It takes place in Chicago and it is just really good. There's a lot of suspense in it, which I think makes it a perfect book for this fall. Next, I'm going to recommend Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This book is one of the first Rainbow Rowell books I ever read. I don't know if it was Attachments or this one that I read first, but this book is so great. It's about this girl who starts college and it's her freshman year. She loves the Harry Potter equivalent in this book and she writes fan fiction, and she's actually pretty famous for her fan fiction. She also suffers from a lot of social anxiety, and so going away to college without her sister right beside her the whole way is kind of a big deal for her, and it's just her adjusting to this new life. I think it's just a really good book, especially if you are starting college or you're in college or starting college soon. I think everyone can really relate to this book. My third recommendation is Choker by Elizabeth Woods. I read this book years ago, so some of the details are a little fuzzy on me. It's about this teenager and her best friend moves away a year ago and she's kind of devastated. She doesn't really accept it very well. She doesn't have many friends. She doesn't really do much. She's just kind of lost as a person. And so her friend one day is in her room and her friend had decided to run away from home, so she stays with Kara, who's the main girl. It somehow transforms Kara, like she's getting more popular, she has more confidence at school, but I'm not even gonna say what else happens. It takes a twist that I wasn't expecting, so I would say it is a great book for fall because it has that suspenseful thriller-ish type aspect to it that makes it really enjoyable. My fourth book recommendation for this fall is Still Life by Louise Penny. I mentioned it in one of my summer wrap-up videos, but this book really took me by surprise. It's a murder mystery novel, but it's not a creepy type of murder mystery novel. It's actually really adorable. It takes place in this small town outside of Montreal, and I love the chief inspector. He is just a character I want to meet. He is like all wise and all knowing, but he's also so friendly and enjoyable, and this takes place just after Thanksgiving, so descriptive language used for this time of the year is just beautiful. I want to be in this town, and the town is full of really quirky, cute characters. It's just a really good mystery novel. So I'm definitely gonna have to read more books by Louise Penny because she did such a good job with balancing a creepy murder mystery with something that made me like want to be there at the same time. And my final book recommendation for this fall, I just had to recommend a fantasy novel, and I'm taking it back to the original Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. If you haven't read The Hobbit, I highly recommend doing so. It is such a good fantasy novel and it's such a sense of adventure and wonder and excitement. I read this years ago in school. I love that it's a fantasy novel and it can be a novel in and of itself. Of course, there's the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which I actually haven't read, but I think The Hobbit is just such a good standalone book that you don't have to worry about reading a whole series. Fantasy novels just always have a million books in them, but this book you can just take it for what it is, and it's just so good. It has a good beginning and a good end, and it all wraps up. If you haven't read The Hobbit yet, you really should read it, especially this fall. So those are all the books I have for my fall recommendations. Let me know what you're reading this fall or what books make you think of fall. Thank you so much for watching and happy reading.